Estate was definitely the culture of Nicaragua and just learning about the hardships that Drew Estate went through to become the largest cigar maker in Nicaragua.
Well, I decided to come to Cigar Safari. Actually, this is my second time. I was here last May with the Cigar Federation group, and I know those guys from Reddit. Cigar Federation is a huge community online. So I actually linked up with Logan, and I've been a fan of Drew Estate for a long time, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to come down, check it out, see what the experience is like, and just see it for myself.
My favorite experience is kind of hard to nail it down, because I mean the entire trip is great, right? But I'd have to say is that, two parts. One was actually building the houses for Techo, right? It was really great to see the families that the family that I built house for, both of them worked in cigar factories, to see where they came from, and be able to actually give them something and hand them the keys to the house was very eye-opening and humbling experience to realize how blessed we actually are. And I think on the Cigar Safari part, there's a lot of great parts. It's hard to nail something down. I think the coolest thing is that every time I come down here, it's been 3 times, you always learn something new. Regardless of how many times you've been down, you always learn something, whether it be from Willie, but you always learn something new.
I think, and this is really, I think, what stands out for Drew Estate as a brand and as an identity, is that they haven't just created cigars. They're not just a cigar company. They're a brand identity that resonates with their customers. So I think there's a difference between selling a product and selling a culture, a lifestyle. And I think one of the things that Jonathan has done really well is being in almost a one-on-one relationship with every single customer that buys Drew Estate products. So, do I like the cigars? Absolutely. Do I like the culture? Yeah, and that's why I keep coming back to the cigars, because, for me, there's a tie into the people that work for Drew Estate, and that's what keeps me coming back.
My favorite part of the safari tour was just basically getting to interact with everyone from the rollers to the packaging people to Jesse doing graffiti, all the way to hanging out with JD at the end and getting to do, basically making cigars and figuring out what we wanted.
Well, this is my 4th Cigar Safari, and I tell guys, even being down here for the 4th time never gets old. And for me, Nicaragua, Esteli, it's really become a pilgrimage of sorts. I mean, it's about the cigars, but the more you come here, the more you find it's about the people, it's about the food, it's about the culture, and just something about this place just keeps drawing you back. So it's great opportunity to come down here with the Fed heads and hang out for a week.
Related to the experience with Techo, we raise money, myself owning Cigar Federation, we work with Drew Estate to raise the money, and, frankly, it was one of those things where, a lot of times Americans will do charity work, and you kind of show up and you stay in there, you take a few pictures, but maybe you don't do anything. This was completely the opposite of that. We were digging holes 5 foot in the ground to lay the center posts. We were working hand in hand with the family. It was a very eye-opening experience. I travel a lot for work and go to a lot of different countries, and it was just really humbling to see, how our money that we donated actually made a difference, and how those families, for generations, right, will be affected because they have a house, they have a floor, they have a roof over their head that they didn't have before. And I think I would challenge everyone to, not just come down for safari, but to do something to give back, because ultimately, without these families, there would be no cigars.